What's up, everybody? Welcome to SLC Puck! I'm your host, Austin Facer, and you have the extreme fortune of listening to episode 101 of SLC Puck. Isn't that crazy to say now? It's going to take so much more effort to count out each of the episodes of SLC Puck. We've got to add all these syllables. We're past the century mark. Pretty amazing. We're more than a year old. We're maturing. We're becoming the podcast we were always meant to be, which is the silliest, most insane, inane sports podcast this side of the Mississippi. So it's great to be with you again. I'm Austin Facer. Thank you for tuning in. Today is 420. Whoa, hey, don't get too out of control there, folks. It's also Easter. And let's try to remember the reason for the season. Eggs and peeps and bunnies. And I did a little video on social media dressed as a bunny rabbit, hopping around Delta Center, handing out good cheer and good fortune to everybody. That's just what we do here. That's what we're all about at SLC Puck. So make sure you check that out on my social media. It's at SLC Puck. That's where you can find me on all the platforms. In fact, here, I'll just show you a little bit about that video right now. Let me just find this here. I put it up on my X, which I did give in. I'm calling it an X now. So check this out. Just turn this down a little bit. So construction workers at the Delta Center. Delta Center under construction right now. Renovation is in full effect right there. I love dressing in costumes, as I'm sure you guys know. Yep. This was fun. I enjoyed doing this. Giving out t-shirts. There you go. This guy, he loved his t-shirt. He was excited. He wanted to show his granddaughter the video that we took together, so he asked for it back. There's me. Happy Easter from SLC Puck. And we're back. It's a lot of work what I do for you guys at SLC Puck, but I'm happy to do it. And yes, tis the season, the reason for the season, right? And really appreciate all the folks at Delta Center who are willing to put up with my tomfoolery there. Had a lot of fun. I'll tell you this, though, guys. Doing the show is a lot of work. It's a lot of effort, and I appreciate the support. If you want to get your own SLC Puck t-shirt and hat, I'd recommend heading over to slcpuck.shop. Got a lot of great stuff there. Hats, the mythical snow creature tank, the OG trucker hat, the buttons, the beanie. I mean, you probably don't need a beanie right now. It's 70 degrees in the Salt Lake Valley. But hey, it might still look cool, right? It might be one of those cool Gen Z looks that the kids on Euphoria had. But hey, we're here. It's April. It's been 5 days since the Utah Hockey Club played their last game of the inaugural season. It's also opening weekend of the Stanley Cup Playoffs. And it's a triple header tonight. Lots of great hockey happening. In the early game, the Carolina Hurricanes dispatched the New Jersey Devils 4-1 to take a 1-0 lead. But later today, the Battle of Ontario is going to be a great one. Maple Leaf Senators. I think the Maple Leafs should be on upset alert for that one. Brady Tkachuk is a man possessed, and the Senators played really well against the Utah Hockey Club this season. So I think they're kind of my sleeper pick to beat the Maple Leafs in the first round. And then the third game of the night is going to be Golden Knights Wild, and Golden Knights look really, really good, and they've got a really great team. The night before, Saturday, the Avalanche beat the Stars 5-1. Avalanche are a really, really, really good team. They're my pick to win the Stanley Cup this year. The Jets in front of a whiteout crowd. I don't know if you saw the whiteout in Winnipeg, but it's kind of a spectacle, and it gets me really excited to think about what playoff hockey in Salt Lake City at Delta Center is going to look like. I'm hoping we get to that level. I think we have it in us. I think that's going to be a really amazing scene when that happens next season, right? But they took game one with a 5-3 win over the Blues. And Stanley Cup playoffs, guys, such a fun, incredible event in sports. It's the hardest trophy in sports to win. It's the best trophy. General Manager Bill Armstrong, who I met and who I now consider a friend, said once that the trophy just creates riots everywhere it goes. And I can't even imagine what it would be like to have a Stanley Cup parade down State Street in Salt Lake City. I'm forecasting that at some point in the near future. But anyway, to be a part of this year's action, yes, the Utah Hockey Club is out of the race for the Stanley Cup. Did not make the postseason. We've already bemoaned that a little bit on the show. But still, to just have a little bit of fun, I'm doing a Stanley Cup Playoffs bracket challenge, and I'll just give you guys a little peek at my bracket here. We'll just run through it. So real quick, again, I'm predicting the Jets to beat the Blues in the first round. Avs are going to get past the preseason media darlings, the Dallas Stars. They're very injured. They did not look very good against Colorado. Colorado, I think, is the better team by a country mile, especially with getting healthy with Gabriel Landeskog coming back. Let's see here. We got the Golden Knights are going to get past and by the way, I'm always right. So just know I'm forecasting the future here. Golden Knights are going to get past the Wild. I'm predicting the Oilers to beat the Kings. That's the first round in the West. And in the East, I'm predicting the Senators to win a 7-game series against the Toronto Maple Leafs. Panthers are getting past the Tampa Bay Lightning in the battle for the Sunshine State down there in Florida. Capitals are going to breeze past the Canadiens. Carolina's going to beat the Devils. They already put one foot in the right direction there. And then ultimately, I'm predicting Avalanche over Jets, Oilers over Golden Knights. That's going to be a really tough series. I predict that one to go 7 games. But I think Connor McDavid's always a man on a mission in the playoffs, especially last couple of years. Oilers, however, are going to fall to the Avalanche in the Western Conference Finals. And in the East, just getting caught up here, I'm predicting the Senators over the Panthers, Capitals over the Hurricanes, and then Panthers over Capitals in the Eastern Finals. And then in the finals between the Avalanche and the Florida Panthers, I think we're going to see the Stanley Cup be raised in the Rocky Mountain State in Colorado. So that's my bracket, guys. The bracket challenge, a lot of fun. And I want to invite you guys to be a part of the 2025 SLC Puck bracket challenge. All you have to do, it is invite only, but it's super easy to do so. I just want you guys to go to slcpuck.com, subscribe to the free newsletter, and I'll shoot you the password. You can create a bracket, and you have until Tuesday at 4 p.m. Mountain Time to lock it in. So if you want to get in on this, just, again, go to slcpuck.com, subscribe. It's free. I do a newsletter twice a week, so that just comes to your inbox at no cost to you. Lots of great information there. So I think that's something you should do. Winner's going to get a swag bag, by the way. We're going to do t-shirt, hat, koozie, a bunch of other crap. You'll get a shout out on the podcast, and we'll follow how everybody's doing as we go as well. So get in on this right now, folks. I mean, why not, right? What the heck are you waiting for? So yeah, we're excited to see that play out. I'm just adjusting this here. Let's turn this in a little bit. Probably, if you're listening to me, it makes no sense what I'm up to. There we go. That's what I want to do. Okay, sorry. I just had to make a little adjustment on the screen. Again, if you're listening to this on Apple or Spotify, you might want to switch over to YouTube because lots of fun, great visuals here. And we're going to have a lot of visuals today. But yeah, Stanley Cup playoffs are in full swing. And, the Utah Hockey Club wrapped up their season as well. Kind of the last event of the season before the players, go on their summer breaks. They do what's called player exit interviews. And that's something that involves the entire team. That happened on Saturday, I believe. I think, was it? Yeah. When was that? It was earlier this week, right? It was last week. So again, I think it might've been the 17th or something, but Thursday. Yeah. Thank you. So, one by one, the way that works is just kind of like it's locker clean out. Just imagine that. So the players go to Delta Center, they clear out their gear. They meet with the coaching staff, the management, and then they meet with the media one last time before they're back, September-ish or later in the summer to ramp up for training camp. And they sort of just review the season. One by one, the players got up at the podium and just talked about their assessments of their first year in Utah. And it was kind of interesting. I was there with the rest of the great media that covers the Utah Hockey Club. And let me just be really clear. I know this sounds like glamorous, oh, you got to sit in the interview room at the Delta Center and talk to the players. It's a long day. It's a really long day. It's a grind. I mean, the PR staff, the Utah Hockey Club is great. They fed us breakfast and lunch, which was well needed and very much appreciated. But we were there from 8 a.m. to like probably 2 p.m., giving each player probably like 5, 6, 7 minutes, to talk about their season. Again, answer. And a lot of them said the same stuff, right? The fans were great. We fell a little bit short of the playoffs. We're excited for next year. Good group, young group. A lot of the older guys talked about Dylan Guenther, Logan Cooley. But it was really, there were also some like really interesting moments that came out of this. Just some that came out from the top of my mind. Probably the one really, really most interesting moment early on was Michael Carcone's turn at the podium, where he just plainly said, like, I'm not going to be here next year. And that was like kind of refreshing. Like, I've seen these kind of interviews like in different settings, like NBA, NFL, right, where guys get in front of the media, recap, and they're like, oh, a lot of them are really, defer those kinds of questions. They're like, oh, I'll have to meet with my agent. I'm going to talk to my family. I'm going to talk to my kid's babysitter. I'm going to talk to, our veterinarian. I'll talk to my barber. I would talk to my barber, by the way, about a career decision like this. But they're like, yeah, and then we'll just see how things shake out over the summer. Michael Carcone, though, made it really plain and simple. He was only at the podium for probably 2-3 minutes tops, but he's like, yeah, management and I, we're gonna go in separate directions. So Michael Carcone is not going to be back with the Utah Hockey Club next season. And again, it's very interesting for him to put it plainly. I think he felt like he was underutilized this season. And I think there's like a decent argument for that, but I think his role was a little bit redundant with guys like Alex Kerfoot and Josh Doan's emergence, because Michael Carcone is like a very fast, high energy, forechecking guy. And and he's kind of undersized too, kind of a smaller guy. I have a picture next to Michael Carcone. We're virtually the same size. And I know I look like very imposing here on camera, like a physical specimen. I'm not. Okay. I'm trying to be. I go to the gym. I take creatine. I take protein powders. I'm drinking smoothies, but I wouldn't say that I'm like, anybody's worst nightmare. I think Michael Carcone is kind of the same way, but still I've really liked watching Carcone play. So it's going to be, and you're right. He's a very nice guy as well. So I think it's going to be really interesting to see where he goes, where he lands on that. He'll stay in the NHL. He has too much speed and a good mix of toughness and ability. And he was the fastest guy on the Utah Hockey Club last season as well. So, but again, really interesting that he just came out and said, yeah, I'm not going to be on the team next year. So those of you who are diehard Michael Carcone fans are in for a little bit of heartbreak because, he won't be back with the club or the Mammoth or the Outlaws or whatever they want to be called next season. But again, super interesting to hear a lot of these guys talk. And there's such a big divide, I think, in this group, and it's going to be interesting to see them kind of mesh and merge together. I see this team as two groups, and when you watch them all like interview and talk like consecutively one after another, the divide becomes pretty pronounced. I think there's the guys who have won and the guys who have yet to win. And the way that each of these groups talk is so different and so interesting to listen to. Like, the way Ian Cole talked to the media and Mikhail Sergachev and Kevin Stenlin and Oli Mata, guys who are used to being in the playoffs. Like they were heartbroken that they weren't going to be able to continue their seasons and vie for Stanley Cup. Like Ian Cole in particular, like seemed to be taking the team's exit, after the regular season particularly hard. And he's like, listen, guys. He's like referring to how he would talk to his teammates. Like the expectation should be to make the playoffs, and we didn't do it. So I think these guys are going to like be really big vocal leaders for the Utah Hockey Club. And other guys, like it was really interesting to listen to them talk. Like Lawson Krause I felt like he was very hard on himself. He had a disappointing season, a big drop off. Matthias Michelli also talked in a very disappointed tone. It'll be interesting to see what happens to guys like that. I think a lot of my big takeaways though is like these guys like want to win. They really enjoyed being in Utah. I've joked that they kind of acted like they were like abused children a little bit when they got to Utah because the situation in Arizona was so drastically, not great. But again, they said all the same stuff. They're excited about Utah. The new practice facility was mentioned quite a bit at Southtown, so I think that's going to be a really big piece of the puzzle for them as well. But again, it's interesting to see these two groups. And the other one that's the other aspect of these two groups that's so interesting is that the team's captain, Clayton Keller, really is in that group of guys who have yet to win yet. And I think that's kind of an interesting, challenging role for him to be the guy who's like trying to push the team into the postseason, trying to show this team how to win, because he really doesn't have a lot of experience having done that himself. And so he's kind of learning on the fly a little bit. But I really do like Kells a lot. I like the way he carries himself. I like the way he talks to the media. He doesn't share more than he has to sometimes. Like, he got asked like a yes or no question, and he just said no. Just very, very simply, didn't feel a need to over-explain himself. And he's got great style, too. And he thinks I have great style, too. And I'll talk a little bit more about that in just a second. But I want to show you guys my favorite moment from the player exit interviews. It's from a guy who I really think is like a very special piece of the puzzle for the Utah Hockey Club. He's one of the biggest goofballs on the team, and I think he might be maybe there's an argument that either he or Logan Cooley are the future of this team. And I tend to think that Dylan Guenther's skill set is probably going to have the longest life, right? I think he's going to be Steven Stamkos, as Tyson Nash put it. He's right now the poor man's Steven Stamkos. But I thought Dylan Guenther's answer to this question was particularly good, and I think it says a lot about his character and drive in the show in the game. So I'll just play this really quick. You'll hear Ryan Miller from KSL.com ask this question.
How good do you think you?
Hey guys, sorry for the interruption. I know we're all excited about the Stanley Cup Playoffs. We want to see who's going to lift the cup, in June, and who's going to receive their championship rings. But if you're in the market for a ring, I want to tell you about Payne Anthony Creative Jewelers and Jonathan's Jewelry. Jonathan's Jewelry's in Cottonwood Heights, Payne Anthony Creative Jewelers, that's at Trolley Square. They're incredible partners and supporters of what we're doing here at SLC Puck. They take incredibly good care of our listeners, too. All you got to do is go in either one of those locations, mention SLC Puck, and they'll knock $100 off your purchase. But what's more, we've been doing this incredible giveaway for quite a while right now. We've been doing it for every episode of SLC Puck since February. It's been bonkers. All you have to do is scan this QR code, hit send on the message that pops up, and you'll be entered. We've been giving away gift cards like crazy. Lots of people enjoying lots of great stuff at either one of these stores. And guess what? They're having this incredible consignment sale. They're going to these estate sales and getting tons of incredible vintage jewelry. You're going to want to get in on this ASAP, all right? So don't wait. Don't hesitate. Scan the QR code. Hit send on the message. Go to the stores. Say you listen to SLC Puck. $100 off. Awesome deal. And you'll be sitting pretty for summertime. You'll be able to put that ring on a finger in no time. You don't even need to be in the Stanley Cup playoffs to get that ring, right? Kind of clever, I thought. Anyway, let's get back to the show. It cut out a little bit. Ryan said, how good do you think you can be? How good do you think you can be? And this is what Dylan Guenther said.
Yeah, I mean, I think I just want to continue to get better every year and don't want to set, any limitations. This is what I want to do. This is, I love playing hockey, and I think if I just continue to work and get better, then, I don't want to set any kind of limits.
Is there a different feeling for you?
That's a really good answer from a 22-year-old. I'll be honest. And just in case you missed it, Ryan's like, hey, how good do you think you can be? And Guenther's answer is I have no limits. I don't want to put limits on myself. And I think that shows a lot of maturity, a lot of confidence. I think there's humility even in that as well. I think there's an element of not thinking the moment is too big. I think Dylan Guenther feels like he's made for this, and it's fun to watch him grow. I love that answer. I don't want to put any limits on myself, and I think that's a very mature, sort of confident answer. Again, from someone so young and so talented too. So that to me was the standout moment from exit interview day, and how many guys were wearing Archie hats as well. Nick Bugstad had an Archie hat. Nick DeSimone had an Archie hat as well. And Oli Mata also had Archie hats. So that was a lot of fun. Archie's been a big piece of the puzzle. And Archie is also going to be the recipient of a very illustrious award. And I'm excited to be here with you guys to celebrate. Yep, we got the raucous crowd here at SLC Puck Studios giving some applause right now. Welcome, I should say, to the first annual SLC Puck End of Year Awards. Yes, thank you. Thank you. It's good to be here. Thank you. Conan O'Brien was not available to present the awards. We tried Jimmy Kimmel as well, but they and Rob Lowe, and they told us to stop calling. But anyway, so I'm going to be your host for the first ever SLC Puck End of Year Awards. That's why I'm a little bit more dressed up than I usually am. I got a series of awards here. And again, this kind of, to me, captures like the big moments of the season, of the podcast, of the Utah Hockey Club community. Just there's a few awards here. I'll just list them out, and then maybe some of the nominees. And then we're gonna give these out, and these awards will be, I guess, delivered, or I don't know what we'll do. We'll find a way to get these into the right hands for sure. But as I was alluding to, first, the first award that I'd like to present for the SLC Puck End of Year Awards is the Bestest Boy Award. There's only one nominee for this award, and it's our good friend, Mr. Archie, the service dog here. So again, this is our introduction to Archie. Let's relive it. Let's re-experience getting to know Archie.
He is Utah Hockey Club's first puppy with a purpose, and he is co-sponsored by America First Credit Union. And he is going to be joining you guys for the next 16 months as a future service dog through America's Vet Dogs. Over the next 16 to 18 months, he will be socialized here in the arena, as well as he will be attending community events with Utah Hockey Club. And he's going to enjoy all the various sounds, smells, and sights that an arena can offer a puppy, which is great socialization. He'll learn basic skills that eventually will get built upon when he comes back for formal training. All of us at America's Vet Dogs want to thank the Utah Hockey Club and America First Credit Union for joining us on raising future service dog Archie for someone who needs him the most.
That made my eyes wet a little bit. That was our introduction to Archie. And Archie, I know you've had a lot of good things come your way this year. But you are deserving of the first ever SLC Puck Bestest Boy Award for the End of Year Award. So congratulations goes out to Archie for that. We'll try to get those his way. Let's find. Thank you, audience. Let's try to find our next award. This one is right here. It's the Best Moment with Me Award. Best Moment with Me Award. You can see a couple hockey guys there on top of a foam puck. This is a very prestigious award. And as I was alluding to, I've had a lot of really great moments this year. I met like a ton of cool people, including you guys who have been incredible supporters and believers in the show. People who have attended my watch parties, people in the organization at the Utah Hockey Club, Craig Amazine, Tyson Nash, Adam Hill, like so many great people. A lot of the broadcast crew. I've gotten an opportunity to meet a lot of those guys as well. I've even gotten the chance to rub shoulders with the team just in doing various things, whether it be Nashcast or writing for KSL.com. And so there are many people who could be worthy recipients of this award, the Best Moment with Me Award. But I'm going to give this award to Mr. Captain Clayton Keller. Clayton Keller is going to be the recipient of the Best Moment with Me Award. Thank you, audience. The moment I'm referring to was when I was covering a game earlier this season. I was in the locker room afterwards. I don't happen to have these on today. I made the oversight of not bringing them, but I was wearing my Jordan 3 sneakers that I wear for Nashcast. And right after the media scrum broke, all the members of the media interviewed Clayton Keller. Keller actually tapped me on the shoulder and offered to give me a compliment, saying he liked my shoes. Instead of taking the compliment, I was too busy making a joke to Brogan Houston about something else. And so the rest of the media laughed at me for giving Clayton Keller the cold shoulder. I turned around, realizing what I'd done, and Keller's just standing there, like laughing at me. Hey, I like your shoes. I'm like, oh, hey, thanks, Kel. So that was a fun, cool moment. And just to like maybe illustrate why Clayton Keller liked my shoes, Belle Frazier from the Salt Lake Tribune did this great story on Kel's buying his teammates matching Kobe sneakers here, and I've seen the sneakers in the locker room. They're cool. They're like the purple ones with like skeleton feet on them. So Kel's bought those for all his teammates. So Keller's got like the best style on the team too. He's very streetwear, sort of Austin Matthews inspired look. They're like best friends. Those two, they skate together in Arizona all the time. So that makes a lot of sense to me. But anyway, I enjoyed having that moment with Clayton Keller. So congratulations, Kells. You are the recipient of the Best Moment with Me award. Now, thank you, audience. Moving along, I think another big story that we all enjoyed this year and was a big talking point throughout the year was our good buddies, the two biggest goofballs on the team, Dumb and Dumber, Harry and Lloyd themselves, Jack McBain and Dylan Guenther, who mesmerize us with a tour of their home that was entirely furnished at Costco, which I respect entirely. This award, the Inanimate Object of the Year award, I think we all know where I'm headed with this one, was the story we couldn't get off our minds. We couldn't stop asking Jack McBain and Dylan Guenther about this. They were asked about this at player exit interview day last week. The winner for Inanimate Object of the Year goes to Jack McBain and Dylan Guenther's hot tub purchased at Costco. Thank you, audience. And just to relive the magic of our introduction to this hot tub, here we're gonna play their crib tour video, their house.
Got a lot of crap for, I guess.
There's McBain. There it is, right there. That's the object right there, the winning object.
Elaborate tub, but
an elaborate tub,
like a big
as Jack McBain calls it.
It's actually broken right now too.
It's beef, if you want to block that out.
Apparently that never got fixed. They never
We got a
repaired
lot
this
of
hot tub.
water
It's just
too. Self-proclaimed.
it's
one
like a
of the best
petri
labs in the
dish at this
neighborhood.
point. Who knows what kind of
we took a lot of
bacteria
pride
is in there at this
in
point. But we've loved it. It's been a huge talking point for the team this year. So again, our winner of Inanimate Object of the Year goes to this hot tub that Jack McBain and Dylan Guenther provided for us. So congrats, fellas. Way to go on that one. Continuing along, this award, which is on a golden plate, and it is made out of paper, but still a golden plate nevertheless, goes to Guest Star of the Year, someone who has supported this show in a guest starring role in a big way. Now, there's a number of people who could be worthy of this award. A few nominees include my mother, who guest starred on an early episode of SLC Puck. My sister, Samantha, has been on a couple episodes of SLC Puck. My good friend Eric Jensen has also been on one. Tyson Nash helped us with an episode of SLC Puck as well. We're going to have more guests in the future, folks. What can I say? I like to do this sporadically, not really on a schedule. So, I'm going to have to change that to get more guests. But to me, when I think about a guest star, I think about someone who really gave their all to what we're trying to do at SLC Puck, which is tell the story of this team in a fun, sort of unhinged way. And I don't think anyone has embodied that as much as the gentleman I found on Cameo by the name of Disco Cowboy. So we're going to give the Guest of the Year award to Mr. Disco Cowboy. I believe he's down in Texas, so we'll try to find a way to FedEx this to him. It's very light, so I don't think that should be hard. But if you forgot about Disco Cowboy, this was the Cameo video that I hired him to make to motivate Lawson Krause into getting his game back on track, and he did a terrific job here.
Are you working out like this? Are you doing this? It's like cross-country skiing. It might help you. We have to turn that up. What's going on, Lawson Krause? What's going on, big boy Lawson?
I would like to think that Disco Cowboy had more impact on the positive notes of Lawson Krause's season than any other singular person on the planet. So on behalf of me and on behalf of Lawson Krause, our thanks goes out to Disco Cowboy, again, the recipient of the Guest Star of the Year award from SLC Puck End of Year Awards. So congratulations to Disco Cowboy. Now, our next award is a bit of an homage to one of our bigger moments we had on the show this year. It's the Big Nick Energy Award. You'll remember my my motivational speech, my song that I wrote for Nick Schmaltz when he was on his 23-game goalless streak, which I ripped my shirt off to the tune of Eye of the Tiger, and with Big Nick Energy on my chest. That has become kind of my defining moment of the podcast run so far. That's something that is featured on Nashcast. Tyson Nash thought it was hilarious, so that's why that's on there. But the Big Nick Energy Award goes to someone named Nick, who embodies Big Nick energy, right? With showing up, giving their all, sacrificing their body, doing the hard things, having that swagger, having that confidence, and having that name, Nick. And there's a few folks who are worthy of this. Nick Schmaltz obviously is in the running for that. And I listed all the great characteristics I had in mind for Nick Schmaltz when I did my Schmaltz bit. Nick Bugstad is also another candidate for this award. I thought he played very well towards the end of the year for the Utah Hockey Club. And Nick DeSimone as well is also in the running for the Big Nick Energy Award. His name is Nick. And I bought his stick, and I think that's great. But I'm going to give this year's Big Nick Energy Award, which I can tell I spelled wrong, by the way. I can tell I missed the G on that. I'm usually a lot better at spelling, but I'm going to give this to a real G here. And the guy I'm talking about is none other than Nick Olchek. Nick Olchek, congratulations. You are the recipient of the first ever Big Nick Energy Award. I'll get the spelling right when I get this to you, Nick. Don't worry about it. But Nick, I'll tell you this about Nick. I think Nick is like a really, 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 really talented broadcaster, and he's a great dude, cool dude. I remember like the week leading up to Nashcast, I was feeling really about the debut of Nashcast. I was feeling really nervous about the show, and like I was feeling like really unsure, and like I felt the butterflies, and I felt like I was gonna like throw up just with all the anxiety I was feeling. So I talked to Nick, and I got some really great advice from him, and it was like really cool of him to say what he said and to offer his help. And Nick's been a cool guy to spend a little bit more time around. And let's not forget, Nick Olchek also got hit in the ass with a hockey puck at one point this season, and he took it like a champ and kept on doing his job. He didn't miss any time. He was I guess how you would say suckered, or how you would say provided with some snacks to help get him through his shift after taking the puck to the derriere by Hockey Bear here. This was a great moment. Hockey Bear delivered Nick some snacks that were much needed at the time. So there's that nice embrace between Nick and Hockey Bear. So again, congratulations to Nick, a real G, recipient of the Big Nick Energy Award. So congratulations to Nick. And finally, thank you, audience. We're going to close out this year's awards with a very special honor. This is the SLC Pucker of the Year Award. It's an award I'm looking forward to handing out every year at the conclusion of the Utah Hockey Club season to the player who I think embodies the characteristics of being an SLC Pucker, right? For one, this guy doesn't give a puck about anything. He's fearless. He's tenacious. He's got attitude. He's himself. He's hysterical. He's all the ways that I would like to be described. I'm kidding, of course. But I thinking about this award and thinking about Easter, I think it's very timely that this award, which does resemble a giant egg, goes to none other than Mr. Mikhail Sergachev. He's going to be the recipient of the first ever SLC Pucker of the Year Award. I don't think there's a better honor or a more worthy recipient of such an honor. I mean, how many great moments did we have from Sergachev? Like, not only like with his play on the ice. I mean, I think about the kick save he made against Anaheim that saved the Utah Hockey Club from losing that game. Y'all remember this one, right? Like, literally, like, unbelievable moment by Sergachev. I think the fact he led the team in time on ice. I argued for the case that he would be the team's MVP for this season. He was the first half of the year, and then Karel Vejmelka took over and kept Utah in the playoff race for as long as they did. But again, so many moments that Mikhail Sergachev had off the ice too. Like he's a hilarious guy that I don't think understands how funny he is. Like everything the way he, like, the eggs are funny. The way he talks about how his players don't respect his chickens. The video of him and his family going to Hogle Zoo. His fake punch he threw on Brendan Gallagher. Like, the dude has a little bit of piss and vinegar in him. He's got a little bit of a feistiness to him and a lot of hilarity. And I think he was a huge part of the Utah Hockey Club's success this season. And again, I think it being Easter, the time where we celebrate eggs and happiness and all the good things that we get from eggs. I don't know. I think Mikhail Sergachev is the clear winner for the SLC Pucker of the Year award. So let's give it up for Mikhail Sergachev for closing out an incredible first season in Utah with I mean, I know the guy's won a couple of Stanley Cups. I would like to think that this award would go right up there with all those honors as well. So I'm going to try to find a way to get this to Mikhail Sergachev. I'm sure we'll go quickly into the garbage maybe, but we'll give it a shot because I spent $10 on this at Walmart. So it's a lot of fun. So anyway, that's the show for today, folks. 420. Don't forget to subscribe to the SLC Puck newsletter to get your invite to the Stanley Cup Bracket Challenge. Again, those brackets lock on Tuesday at 4, so you still got time. So go to slcpuck.com to subscribe to the newsletter to get the invite with the password. If you're signed up for the wrong bracket, there's a different SLC Puck bracket that some goofballs started. Don't do that one. It's SLC Puck 25 is the correct league you should be signing up for. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, follow me on social media at SLC Puck. And slcpuck.shop and all that good stuff. Enjoy your Easter, and we'll talk soon.